When hearing the bulls moan, Dale immediately enters the freeze response. His movement slows as his amygdala detects an abnormality, flagging a potential threat. This triggers his defense mechanism, restricting his motor function via the periaqueductal gray pathways in the midbrain, which temporarily inhibits voluntary motor function to reduce his visibility to a potential predator and allow rapid threat assessment. So when he realizes what's going on, his respiration rate immediately increases, as his amygdala escalates the threat assessment and activates his sympathetic nervous system. This triggers faster breathing to increase oxygen intake, preparing his body for a potential fight or flight response, and he regrips his rifle as a form of motor priming. The motion generates proprioceptive feedback in the brain, which sharpens his focus and prepares him for action.
Baby. What happened? Come here. Come here. Come here.
T-Dog, get a shotgun now!
I want you to go in the house and I want you to lock the door and I want you to stay inside. Go.
What was that? What happened? What happened?
I don't know. Go!
When everyone hears the shout, their amygdalas trigger a surge of sympathetic arousal, releasing adrenaline and increasing their heart and respiration rates. Glenn begins to hyperventilate, and also express psychomotor agitation, bouncing on the spot as his excess motor energy builds. Meanwhile, Dale is biting his teeth together, as well as displaying a tense brow. By clenching his jaw, he floods the nervous system with strong proprioceptive signals, which dampen incoming pain signals from his spine. This actually increases his pain tolerance, allowing him to stay focused on confronting the threat.
Down!
Over here!
Where?
Help! Run! Oh, hang in there, buddy.
Who is it?
All right, just listen to my voice. Listen to me, all right?
So when the pain becomes too much, his amygdala activates what's called a defensive vocalization response. This is a survival mechanism that signals distress to others. Basically, he automatically screams as a last-ditch attempt to get the help from others. And Rick immediately attempts to co-regulate here, placing his hands around Dale's face. This provides sensory input which he hopes will stimulate his parasympathetic nervous system, to try and redirect his attention away from the pain and the shock, to try and calm him down. But this will never work, the pain is just too severe.
Listen to me. All right. Okay, hold on there.
Get Herschel! We need blood. We got off.
Hang on, Daryl. Hang on.
Listen to me. Okay, just listen to my voice. All right, please.
Herschel!
Why is he out
We
here?
need Herschel!
Look at me.
Dale, we're gonna help. We're here. Just hold on. Please, hold on.
What happened?
What can we do?
It's gonna be okay.
Can we move him?
He won't make the trip. You have to do the operation here. Glenn, get back to the house! Rick!
When Herschel signals that there's no hope of saving him, and tries to co-regulate by touching his arm, Rick immediately performs a distancing behavior and averts his gaze, before shouting and expressing extreme psychomotor agitation. The brief eye aversion acts as a form of psychological self-protection, followed by a surge of adrenaline that fuels the intense vocal outburst. He feels completely powerless here, and all he can do is try and vent that stress by moving. His body is prepared to take action, but there's nothing for him to do. He can't save him. So loads of the group are performing what's called grounding behaviors, which is when we lower our bodies to the floor to reduce the strain on our brains to maintain balance. This provides a calming and stabilizing sensation, showing extreme emotional vulnerability. And when Carl realizes that it was the same walker that he antagonized at the pond, his amygdala immediately flags this as a threat, triggering a surge of sympathetic arousal. His respiration rate spikes sharply, as he feels a strong sense of responsibility for the situation.
He's suffering. Do something! Oh, God.
Basically, everyone is distancing from Dale here, showing clear signs of extreme emotional arousal. Witnessing him in this state triggers their amygdalas, producing intense sympathetic activation that causes them to look away. Herschel averts his gaze whilst also adopting a power pose to try and self-regulate. And Shane pacifies overtly by rubbing his head to try and calm himself down. And Rick is in shock here, and his breathing trembles. And he does a strong exhale to try and calm himself down. Simultaneously, he also expresses sympathetic tremors, shaking his hand, showing strong sympathetic arousal. Overwhelmed and unsure how to act, he remains frozen in total shock.
Sorry, brother.
Seeing Rick in this state triggers Daryl to take over. He shows virtually no signs of sympathetic arousal, and is far more composed and self-regulated in this situation. He does express motor priming, and regrips the revolver as a method of psychologically anchoring himself before taking the shot. And Dale actually raises his head up to the barrel of the gun before being shot, signaling his approval. Rick's hesitation and inability to act here mirrors the central theme of this season. Shane has consistently criticized Rick for being weak and incapable of action. When Daryl steps in, it visually reinforces that doubt, symbolizing that Rick is standing at a crossroads between Officer Friendly and who he will become. And killing Shane later on in the season is what solidifies that transition. It's a really good and well acted scene.